really, if you think about it, the most organic thing in music is, rhythm and beat. So that comes from our heartbeat, right? From the moment we're conceived and we're inside our mother's, body, we hear her heartbeat. Boom, 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 right? Well, that's where music comes from. That's the music of life, right? So breath and this kind of organic quality in breathing creates the sound. So whether you're a horn player or not, you need to be in control of breathing. So the thing for me is I've really tried to do things like Tai Chi, yoga, etc. Tai Chi especially. Because the more in touch you are, and also meditation. I'll give you an example. And I don't want to get too heavy, but music is a very spiritual thing. Some of you who were here when we did Love Supreme, you felt that spirituality, and you felt, maybe some of you were checking this out when you were playing. There's a great writer, and he was a Sufi mystic. His name is Hazrat Inyat Khan. And he wrote a book, several books. One's called The Music of Life. And not to get too heavy, but he talks about, for example, breath and breathing and the fact of, trying to touch the spiritual in life. And obviously that's what we're doing in music at the highest level. That's what John Coltrane did. That's what Pharoah Sanders does. A lot of the great players, you hear that spirituality in their music. And he talks about the human breath. And for example, how did the name of God become the name of God? This might not sound like music, but I'll tell you a second. For example, does anybody know in the Judeo-Christian religion what the name of God originally was?
Yahweh.
Yahweh. And you know where Yahweh comes from?
Hebrew.
Well, it does come from Hebrew, but think about how the name of God came about. What if you go? Right? Now, what in the religion of Islam, what's the name of God? Allah. In Buddhism, so you can see it doesn't because nothing comes from nowhere. The name of God has come from the sound of the human breath. Like in Hindu religion, Krishna. Okay? So I know it sounds kind of heavy, but when you think about it, there's a lot of really, really deep spirituality and really deep contemplative kind of stuff coming from the human breath. So if you think that music is a spiritual thing, and if you think it's not, that's fine. I'm not trying to tell you one thing or another. It's up to you to find. If you listen, to religious music, or if you listen to jazz that has a spiritual quality, you can make your own decision. But working on breathing, working on things like Tai Chi, I work on, I'm just going to tell you for right now, because there's 3 things to work on when you breathe, okay? And when you're working on breathing, you're working on capacity, you're working on control, and you're working on center. Okay, these are the 3 areas. And you can do breathing exercises for each one of these. Students who come to me for trombone lessons are shocked that we're not working on really advanced bebop stuff in the first lesson. We work on breathing. We work on fundamentals. Because what I'll tell you, no matter what instrument you play, if you breathe poorly, it will affect your playing. For example, if you're a drummer and you're breathing wrong, you'll end up rushing or dragging. If you're a bass player and you're breathing wrong, because also, what if you're under stress? You don't want to rush, you don't want to drag, you don't want to play wrong notes. You want to be focused and centered and understand the concept of your body. Because if you understand your body, then technique and ideas in jazz, the execution of what we have to do, becomes, more effortless, okay? So everybody stand up. You might want to put your horn down. I'm just going to show you this real quick. Because I'm here giving you a clinic, and I can say anything I want, and I'm telling you, working on breathing will help you, okay? You can believe it or not yourself. I mean, why does a violin player need to work on breathing? But if you work on it, I think it will help you. Okay, now here's the first exercise, okay? Make sure you don't slap your neighbor in the face. You want it to be at arm's length, okay? What you want to do, you want to raise your arms, bend your knees, and you want to put your palms facing out. And then what I want you to do is I want you to inhale as you open your arms like this. Now flat. And now. Hear how you coughed? The reason that you cough is because you're opening up the bronchi, and you're opening up and you're relaxing and you're creating capacity. Now do it again. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your knees bent. Now we'll do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Now the concept of the capacity exercises is that if one person has a 20-gallon gas tank and the other person has a 40-gallon gas tank with the same car, who's going to go farther? The 40-gallon. If you are a saxophone player and you have a bigger lung capacity, is it going to help you or hurt you? It's got to help you, okay? So the next exercise, we're going to do this. We're going to go, and this is called the window to heaven. This is Tai Chi. Make a triangle with your hands like this, and you want to go up. Inhale, and exhale. Make a circle. Then you want to bend your knees. You want to inhale. Make a circle. You want to inhale. And you want to look through the window. That's the window to heaven right there. And exhale. Okay? So there's many, many exercises for capacity. Those are two. You're working on expanding. And there's a certain thing about it, for those of you who are into physiology and stuff, is that you have the ribs that are not connected. What are those ribs called?
False hanging.
No, they're your hanging ribs. They're not false ribs. They're called, I know the name of it and I just spaced. But anyway, they are floating ribs that are connected by cartilage. When your hands are above your chest, it allows those ribs to expand and create more expansion. Those are called the intercostal ribs. Okay. Now, another exercise, you can put your hands down. Another exercise, now that's capacity. Another exercise for control, this is called a cleansing breath, but I call it blowing out the candle. I want you to take your finger, I want to put it in front, and here's what we do when we play a horn. You want to take a very quick inhale and do a slow, controlled exhale, as if you're whistling, but don't whistle, and focus the air right on your finger. So you're going to like this, you're going to take a big breath, and blow it out. Relax your shoulders. I'm going to take a quick inhale and a slow, controlled exhale. And we'll do one more. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to show you a variation of this, show you a variation. What you want to do then, now, is you want to pull your hand slowly away, and you want to keep the airstream focused on your finger, and see how far you can go, and keep the air focused. Okay, so do it one more time. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Move your finger away from you. Okay? And you can see how long you can do it, and I'm going to tell you something. Believe it or not, she's coughing up stuff that she didn't even know she had in her. And you know where you get this? From bus fumes, pollution, you know, all kinds of stuff. People that smoke cigarettes in your house, or if you smoke cigarettes, you know, that's up to you. But definitely, if you smoke cigarettes, you better practice breathing, because you're just clogging your lungs like Herwig, especially if you're blowing a horn. I mean, plus all the other physiological stuff. Okay, so now we did capacity and control. Now what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to breathe for center. Here's what I want you to do. Remember the same triangle you made with the window to heaven? Make that triangle. Put your thumbs in your belly button. And put your finger here. And you see that little circle? In Chinese, that's called your dantian. Okay? And this is your field of power. Anyone in Kung Fu, if you go take Kung Fu, Tai Chi, you'll realize that all power, and notice, like for example, if you're shooting basket, if you're playing golf, Tiger Woods, all the power comes from the center. You know when they say to work on your core? This is where your power comes from. Now what we're going to do is we're going to practice rhythmic breathing. What we're going to do is we're going to inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. Okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to start, take an inhale, now exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Now inhale. You feel like you're inhaling awareness. Hold. Hold all the awareness. Now exhale. You feel like you're exhaling tension out of your body. Hold. Inhale. Hold the awareness. Exhale. It's funny, but it's funny how much garbage we have in our lungs. Hold. Because you know what? Inhale. Hold. I'm going to ask you a question in a second. Exhale. Feel the tension leaving your body. And really, truthfully, why is it funny? No, I mean really, what's funny about it? I like to tell me. No, I'm not getting mad. I'm saying the interesting factor is, do you see how much clutter is in your brain? Do you see how much clutter is in your brain? You can't even breathe for 4 beats, hold it for 4 beats, and let it out for 4 beats without laughing, without thinking something stupid, without looking at someone else. So you can't breathe without cluttering your mind. What makes you think that you can play a hard tune like Giant Steps or a blues? You see what I'm saying? This is an exercise for center. Because what you're trying to do is control your mind. Because if you have a conversation in your mind thinking about, you know, whatever you're thinking about, other than music, it gets in the way.